edition, and now we're down to 15 full-time employees. Yeah.
Wow.
So we've lost a lot of people quite quickly, and I mean, then to do a good job and meet requirements that are higher and higher, that could be quite tough. I mean, let's say you're going to a soccer game, then if I'm there, then I'll do a thing that we call scribble. It's kind of a live coverage that you read. It's like a minute-by-minute update. And then maybe there's a critics piece afterwards, or just a story of what happened in the match. And you're maybe supposed to do a TV interview, and then maybe a couple more different stories with different angles than what you had before. So for one reporter, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Maybe 5 years ago, there would be 2 or 3, maybe 4 reporters at the same match.
Jeez, wow.
Yeah, so it's changing quite a bit. And now, for example, tonight I'm at the office and I'm covering a hockey game that starts in 40 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll be doing that cover it live thing, but then I'll do all the stories from here. I'll call players and I'll call the coaches and write the stories afterwards.
Okay. Wow.
And I'll also be writing about 3 other games afterwards. So it's a busy night. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So what are some expectations for the future as far as media goes?
For myself, I'm running the golf site for our newspapers. It's like a blog format, and I think what I'm doing there is kind of what many journalists have to try to do, is kind of fund their own journalism by selling ads, or I mean, because you know the media might look completely different in 10 years from now. So maybe then, if you want to be in the same job still, maybe you shouldn't rely on somebody employing you. Maybe you should kind of take care of that yourself, so that you have other people somehow paying for your content. Then, of course, there shouldn't be a conflict of interest. So you can't go to, let's say, a golf club manufacturer and ask them to pay a certain amount of money and then write about their equipment. Yeah. That wouldn't really work. But yeah, I think, or you have to be really, really open with this is paid content by the company I'm writing about.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's more of an ad, you know.
Yeah, I see.
I hope it made sense.
Yeah, it did. If you could change where you do your job and go anywhere in the world, would you change it? And if you would, how come? If you wouldn't, why would you stay?
You mean if I would change my occupation?
Just where in the world you do your occupation. Yeah.
I quite like it here because we're very good with freedom of speech. There's almost no censorship. I would definitely not go to, let's say, North Korea or whatever, where the world works a bit differently. But yeah, I mean, I would probably go to a country where the weather is nicer.
Yeah.
Maybe to California again, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you could get much better freedom of speech or whatever as far as journalism go than you do here. Yeah.
Do you ever write stories like on the U.S. or are you exposed to a lot of stories on the U.S. and if so, how does it differ from when you went to school in the United States? Just kind of the perspective of the reader, I guess.
Yeah, well, we do have a lot of coverage on the United States, both in sports and in, as far as international politics. I mean, all the time we have a lot of coverage from the States. I mean, what did you mean then afterwards? How it differs from what
The
I saw when I was in the
perspective,
States?
like how, yeah, how it was viewed from, maybe an American columnist writing it compared to maybe a Swedish columnist writing it, if you noticed a difference at all.
Yeah, I do. I mean, the whole way in how you write an article is quite different. Here it's very much quote based, so you have to have somebody say something, or at least have them confirm your thesis or whatever.
Okay.
But then we don't really have, how you have almost all medias, they're biased as far as they could be to the right or the left.
Yeah.
We also have that kind of ownership, but no journalist ever is in contact with that. There's not a boss telling you, hey, think about this when you write about this or that person, or so. I mean, there's no real twist to it. I mean, but if you watch TV in the States, there will be a big difference between Fox News and CNN. We don't have that in Sweden at all.
Okay, that's interesting.
Everybody's supposed to be objective, even though everybody has their own opinion. You're supposed to be objective.
That's nice. Well, that's all the questions I really have for you. Is there anything you think I should know, or anything more, really?
It's a tough one. I mean, maybe you could add that when you're applying for a job as a journalist, the competition may be tougher than most other jobs, because there's so few jobs and so many people that wants to become writers or TV broadcasters or radio personalities or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There are not really that many jobs, and they're not extremely well paid, but we're doing this for a different reason.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite cool. That's something I honor in most people that try to become, to work in the media one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah.